Tomorrow Will Facts, that's Spanish Jaguar, and welcome back to Monthly Favorites, where I tell you about all the stuff I've been watching, playing, and listening to. And yes, we're finally in the month of June, so that means caught up on these videos. Now they can only be like once a month, unless I slack off again and just like delay these videos, but you know. So without further ado, let's dive in. That was ridiculous. Podcasts. It's kind of funny because the two podcasts I wanted to talk about today are actually kind of dead at the moment, but they'll make a comeback at some point. So the first one is Ear Biscuits, which is hosted by Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. The best way to describe the podcast, I would say, it's a kind of like a therapy session for your favorite YouTubers. It's quite fascinating to see how the guests react to a question that Rhett and Link impose. And you just kind of get to know them in ways you didn't think you would before. Now, like I said, it's in a bit of a hiatus just because they got different projects going on right now, but yeah, they'll bring it back. They will bring it back. And the other podcast I want to talk about is The Broken Podcast, which is hosted by Cinnamon Toast Ken and the one, the only, that was a terrible impression, but that's my lazy impression. If I wanted to actually do it, damn it, now I have to do it. How's it going, bros? My name is You know, now I'm thinking about it, he doesn't do that intro that much anymore. But getting back to the podcast, these two are best friends who play games, rant on games and on YouTube, and also have other gamers on as guests for the podcast. So if you're a fan of these guys, then it is a no-brainer. That is a heart, I don't know what I'm doing. They haven't been posting episodes lately, but this isn't the first time they took a break from the podcast, so I'm sure it's gonna come back. I'm sure of it. Music. So lately I've become a big fan of Lindsey Stirling. And if you don't know her, she's basically combined classical violin music with dubstep. And you think to yourself, those two genres don't mix at all, but yeah, she'll surprise you. She really will. I mentioned this many times before, but I'm currently writing a web series right now, and whenever I sit down and start writing, I just put on some Lindsey Stirling music. I don't know. I dig it. I like it. I enjoy it. And you know what? She's actually coming to my area to perform a concert, and I really wanted to go, but because no one ever comes here, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to make it. Oh, woe is me. YouTube. So a YouTuber I got into lately is KSI. This guy is just so energetic, it's hard to look away. I'm very jealous when I see someone of that energy level because I just so desperately want to match that. So if you guys ever see me like yelling, like amping myself up, I'm just in a video, I'm just probably trying to get into my inner KSI. Another YouTube channel I wanted to talk about has become my favorite gaming channel, which is Game Grumps. Now, as I said, not only has it become recently one of my favorite gaming channels, it's also just like one of my favorite channels. And, you know, to address this now, some of you may have realized if you are also Grump fans, you might have seen that I kind of use the same format that they do. And, you know, I just wanted to say I do that because it's legitimately the easiest way for me to pump out as many videos as I do a week on this channel, because if I were to do it like just like crazy effects and stuff like that, there's no way. Like, I'd be lucky to get like one gaming video done. And look, all I'm gonna say is that if you are a gamer on this platform, then your videos are most likely gonna look like Game Grumps or PewDiePie or Markiplier, etc. But getting back to Game Grumps, everyone who works there is just legitimately funny. And in fact, I haven't watched that much TV or movies this month because I've been marathoning a bunch of Game Grumps playthroughs. I mean, I've watched their Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, Pokemon, Fire Red, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Boom, Sonic 3 playthroughs. I think that's it. But in July, I'm gonna cut back. I mean, it's become too much. Ugh, I can't help it. Hi, my name is George, and I am addicted to Game Grumps. Oh, video games! And as always, the video games I'm about to talk about now do not include the games I've been playing on the channel. Just games I've been playing on my own, you know, for fun or Or in this case, this month, not so much fun. So I did play a little bit of Metroid Prime. This was my first time ever playing a Metroid game, and it is so different from Nintendo's other IPs that I'm so used to. But like I said, I only played a little bit. Like, I played it for one afternoon, then I had to go somewhere, and I didn't really pick it up again, but I'll get back to it eventually. There's just so many games I have that I haven't, like, even remotely touched. Like, I figured out recently that I love collecting games. Not so much playing them, but just like collecting them. Oh, I have them all. Like, you know, there are a lot of people who like collect things, whether it be rocks or stamps or bottle caps, but you know, me it's video games. And I do want to play them all, or else, I mean, eventually I will. Alright, I'm 20, I have like 60 more years on this planet. Easy. I also play a little bit of Sonic and the Secret Rings. And of course, it is as great as every other 3D Sonic game, as we all know. The same situation with the Metroid game. I only played it for like one night and then didn't touch it again, but I do want to keep seeing this train wreck unravel, so I will get back to that as well. And I did play Candy Crush this month, but I found myself once again stopped at a super unnecessarily hard level. It is level 245. It's so stupid. I hate it. And I was also playing the nighttime levels, you know, with that owl Odious or whatever, and those levels are stupid, but because of what you have to do. But whatever. I'm on level 86 for that one. And you know, this is probably where I'm gonna take another break from Candy Crush, which by the way I have. Like, haven't played it that much. Not really into it because of that stupid level 245. But now I'm going to talk about the big game that I was playing this month. Mario & Luigi Paper Jam. I have finally completed this game. And look, it's not the best, alright? You know what, that's maybe my opinion, because, you know, I love the old Paper Mario series and the old Mario & Luigi series. But to have these two come together in a game, there was just so much potential for it to be amazing, and just Nintendo just checked in. They didn't give a fart about this game at all. Well, to make it as awesome as its older predecessors. It was just generic as hell, you know. No new interesting characters, no Mario & Luigi characters that we've known from the past. Don't even get me started on the rescue Paper Toad missions. My god, they were just so fucking stupid. But Nintendo insists on shoving it down our throats, shoving it in there, because we couldn't complete the game without doing some. The papercraft battles were kind of interesting, but it was obviously they were just trying to replace those boss battles in Dream Team and Bowser's Inside Story, where your character would become massive in size when they face a huge boss battle that's also massive in size. But like I said before, so much potential to have a great story, have some great character interactions, and they could have even made an original villain who could have been tugging at the puppet strings, making things happen. Like, he could have been, or she could have been the one to, you know, set the Paper Mario world unleash into the real world. Oh! Whoa! But of course, Nintendo just doesn't care anymore and just hates story and plot points for some strange reason. But just like, why? Since when? And plus, Paper Luigi isn't even in the main game. I mean, what do you got against Paper Luigi, huh? I mean, Nintendo even made him a villain in Super Paper Mario, like Mr. L. I actually like Mr. L, alright, so let me retract that back. Actually, you know what, they did reveal Paper Luigi after you actually beat the game, but it's so stupid what they do with them. It's... what? Huh? Although if I would have to pick a favorite part of the game, I'd say it was King Bob-omb. It's been a while since Nintendo used him in a game, and I don't want to spoil anything, but they kind of make him a sociopath. I was kind of into it, not gonna lie. If I were to rate this game, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I don't like this with a passion, but you know, at least it exists, it's out there, it's been put into the universe, so I'm glad. And bosses did get challenging at times in there. I mean, whoa, this is hard, it's tricky. So you have to amend them for making the game challenging. I mean, it doesn't make up for everything else that's wrong with it, but movies. Now, like I said before, I didn't watch that many movies this month because of Game Grumps, so the speedrun is going to be very, very short this month, so I'm not going to say how many movies, you're going to see how many movies I just saw, right? So, without further ado, hit that timer. Cop Car is the latest Kevin Bacon movie, and it's fine, really. I mean, what it led up to wasn't that great. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Out of the Shadows is the sequel to the 2014 reboot, and it just goes more balls to the walls, adding Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady into the mix. And it's just such a fun movie and a great popcorn movie. The Conjuring 2 is the follow-up, which just does more of the same ghost formula with ghosts, priests, jump scares, although it did add a couple new elements, which thank God for, because it was like, at first it was just gonna blend in with other movies like Conjuring, Insidious, Poltergeist. Now You See Me 2 is the second Now You See Me, and adding Daniel Radcliffe and Michael Caine to the cast, and it's great, more tricks, more deceits. My favorite scene would have to be the one where they pass the playing card while they're being patted down, and it's, for those of you who've seen the movie know what I'm talking about, it's great. And finally, Back to the Future 2 is the first Back to the Future movie I've ever seen, and I still really enjoyed it. It makes me want to go see the first and third one, which I definitely will, because they just added it to Netflix, so might talk about it next month, and if not in August, or at the very least September. That's it. Curse you, Game Grumps. TV shows. Despite of all the Game Grumps I was watching this month, I did manage to catch the third season of Silicon Valley. It's an HBO series with pretty much an all-comedian cast with Thomas Middleditch, TJ Miller, Kumail Nanjiani, and more. The show is about some nerds trying to start up their own company, of course. Problems and hilarity ensues, and this latest season, it was really good, so if you haven't watched the show, I highly recommend it. High rec. I will say there is some stuff in the show it's literally just meant to shock you. Like, okay, so in one of the scenes in season 3, you literally watch horses having sex. Like, that's not a joke, and it's like catches you completely off guard because they did not warn you. It's like, oh yeah, you're about to see some horse penetration. No warning at all. It's just there, like bam, like what the fuck? And the second show I did watch this month was Breaking Bad. This is the second time I binged this show, and it is still incredible. Although, I do have to say, it wasn't the same, simply because I knew what was going to happen, but doing it the second time around, it did make me, it was like, alright, I have to pay attention to the small details, because they're gonna matter later on. So that was a real help. And now for the best thing. I would have to say the best thing that happened to me in June was actually getting a job. I know it sounds kind of weird, but this is the truth. Not having a job, it really killed my passion for making videos. I was just applying to so many jobs, and I was hearing back from none of them. It kind of just depressed me, bummed me out. I guess that's why it kind of destroyed my creativity in a way, I suppose. But I finally got one. It's not the best, but at least I have some income coming in. But now, since I have this job and I make 6 videos a week, I am just so super busy, which I like, because if I spend just like a day just watching Netflix the entire day, I just feel like shit because I didn't get anything accomplished at all. So I kind of like the busy life, but it's for me. What can I say? But I also bring up the busy life because it might affect the monthly favorite videos, because now they won't be so as dense. Or maybe they will be. I don't know yet, because I'm used to like not having a job and just fill up the time like watching TV shows or movies or playing video games, whatever, and then talk about them in these videos. But I don't know, we're gonna see what happens in July. That's what's gonna. I have scrawny arms. I hate it. Sorry. I can just see it in the viewfinder. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching, liking, commenting, and let me know down in the comments what you guys have been watching, playing, and listening to. I'd like to hear it. Or if you have any suggestions for me, just throw it out there. Just throw it out into the universe, and we'll see if I'll be able to resuscitate it. And also don't forget to subscribe to become part of the wolf pack today. Well, it's time for this lone wolf to roll out. Oh!